Okay, one more time. I'm actually getting tired. I'm getting tired of talking. Dr. Pepper, see? Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper. Love it, love it. It's my go juice. Okay, as for my money oil, see? This is what I was telling you. I have so much of it already made that I can't make any more. Now, inside of it, I have, and I make so much stuff, I have to write it down there. I can't remember all this. I always blame it on getting old, but it's that, and I just don't want to remember it or something much. That's why I have a grimoire. So in this specific oil, now I've made several different ones. This is the one I most recently done because I do experiment. I'll try different things. This one actually worked for me one time. I used this and did a little spell. And then took some star anise and a stick of peppermint or cinnamon. I don't know why I said peppermint. Put them in my wallet, in my purse, and went to the casino and hit a jackpot. Won almost $11,000. Now, you can say it's coincidence or you can say it was my money oil. Doesn't hurt to believe it. But anyway, this is the most recent one that I made. So, in it, I have to get my grimoire out here. I can probably tell by looking at it actually what's in there. I have allspice in here because allspice is exactly what it says. It's good for anything, and it's especially good for drawing in luck and money. Bay leaf, excellent money herb. In this size jar, I put about 3 big bay leaves, and on the bay leaf, I wrote in a permanent marker all over both sides of them, money signs all over both of them. And of course, cinnamon is in here. I think I've got 3 sticks of that in here. Now, if you're making a small, I don't recommend making this much because it does not, any of these oils, you can always make more, but just like my cooking, I always make too much, and then I got stuff sitting around left over, and eventually this stuff will ruin, it will stagnate and start growing other crap on there you don't want on there. So you want to make just what you think you will use, I could have used a lot smaller, and I would have if I hadn't have thought that I was going to give a lot of it away. But anyway, and I have, of course, star anise in here. It's a really good, attracts money really well. I have that in here. I've got basil. I just shook a couple of things of basil in there, and ginger root. It's really good for this sort of thing too. Now, those are the actual herbs I have in there. I also put some green stones in here, some green crystals. I have, I think I put a little piece of jade in here. I went blank. What is the one that starts with an H? It's a green stone. Da 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 da. Anyway, you can research your stones. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue, and that's gonna bug me. I can't remember right off the top of my head, and I'm not going to sit here forever trying to think of it. All of a sudden, it'll just come to me. But, and you know, just anything that you think is good for money. Pyrite's really good for money. But I don't have but one pretty good sized piece of it, and I don't want to crush it up, you know, or break it off to put any in here. And it's not water soluble, which would be fine, you know, if that's what I wanted to use it for. But I just decided I didn't want to use it in there. Now, you can put anything green, preferably something that you're not going to want to ruin. You can put a clear quartz in here if you want. To me, the clear quartz amplifies the magical properties already in the jar. You can put anything you want in here. It's your oil. Make it your oil. Yeah, none of these are. You can still see them. They're not. Well, I don't know if you can or not. They're not. They haven't dissolved, and it's been. And this hadn't set very long. Usually, I let all my oils set for, you know, depending on what they're for. I'll let them set for 6 weeks. You know, anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. At 3 weeks, I'll check them, and I can just look at them or tell by the feel of them if they're done, you know, if they're ready to go. And you will be able to also, the new ones of you, once you've been doing all this a while, you'll just get the intuition. You'll know. Then after you get that stuff in there, and I didn't have to fill the jar up as full as I did, but like I said, I put quite a bit of stuff in here. And I went ahead and filled it up because I was going to give some of it away. But I put olive oil in here. I don't know how that just came right out of there. I put olive oil in here because olive oil is also, to me, represents money. You know, the olive tree, the olive itself, you know. Hey, baby, would you hand me a paper towel, please? I got this. I don't know why this came out of my jar. Sometimes it'll do that. Maybe I'll shake too hard. I've got stones in there. But this big old thick mason jar, it shouldn't. I didn't shake it that hard. Anyway, then I filled it up to, you know, you don't want it so full that you can't shake it, because while it's cooking, as I call it, or brewing, you need to shake it every day. And you don't have to, you know, get after it like I just did, but it does need to be, you know, tossed and moved around, because eventually all this stuff will start, see, and even after you shake it, just a few minutes later, and whenever you think it's ready. Now, what I do most of the time with my oils, if I make a big batch, or I'll make it in one jar, but then the containers that I use it out of are the smaller dropper bottle jars, because when I use these oils, I anoint my candles. When I'm doing the actual money spell, this oil goes around, you know, the candle. So you can leave the herbs on it if you want, but the problem is when you need to think ahead and know that you're going to have to put that oil on the candle. So we want to stick a dropper down in this big old bottle, you know, and draw it up. It's probably going to stop up because some of these little herbs and stuff are going to float up in there and stop up your stopper. So what I do is I will strain some of this, put it in a smaller bottle, a dropper bottle with the dropper in it, and leave the rest of it in here. Whenever I strain, out of it, I use a strainer, not a cheesecloth. You can use cheesecloth. I just find it easier to do that. Um, Whatever's left in that strainer, of my goodies that I have in here, I just put back in here. And then you have just a solid oil. You don't have all this stuff. Because a lot of times during my money spell, I'll take either the same herbs, or I may add or subtract a few. I don't go by certain, it's just whatever I'm feeling at the time. And I'll roll, after I put the oil on the candle, I'll roll it in those herbs also. And you don't want to be sticking your candle down in there. I mean, I guess you could, but you need to leave a little spot at the bottom of it. I'll show you how to do that when I show you the spell itself. I just want you to have the oil made up. And you don't have to have an oil around your candle. I just think it adds to the magic. I think it helps. So the more power, the better, right? So I want you to have this oil made up if you can by the time, or make your own, think up your own herbs, go through your herbs, as I said, and get out pick up the ones that you think would be good in money oil and make your own. You don't have to put a whole lot of stuff in it. You can enchant your cinnamon stick and pour it in a little dropper bottle. Put a small cinnamon stick in there, fill it up with oil, and let it set. And then you ain't got to worry about all the other little herbs coming up in your dropper and your cinnamon sticks in there. For one person, if you're not going to help anybody else with it or give it to anybody else, that would be fine. It's just me doing my thing, putting all that stuff in there. And then I also put the herbs around my candle and they stick to the oil, and then I proceed with my spell. So, however you want to do it, I mean, that's fine, I'm getting tired now, so I'm forgetting what I'm saying. The bay leaf is really good, but if you can get this oil made, of course, you'll always be able to go back on these videos. But if you can get you some sort of money oil made, and if you don't have olive oil, because I know it is a little expensive, and especially depending on which olive oil you get, what brand, and if it's EVOO or whatever. But if you can make some kind of little oil up, and then I will show you the next time I come on here. It's on the top of my list. I just wanted you to have an oil so you know what I was doing. If you can't make the oil, that's fine. But if you don't have olive oil, just use regular vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you use to cook with. That's fine. I just use olive oil because the olives, and they're green, so they represent, the green money to me. So, and if you can't make it at all, that's fine too. And if you don't have any of the herbs and you're watching me do the spell, then you can just bypass all that, and just watch how I do the candle, and just yours won't have the oil or the herbs on it. Some people just put the candle up there and put the herbs around it. Some people get a big tall candle, or maybe even a Yankee candle, and poke holes down in it and drop their oils down and feed the candle like that. Some of them let the candle go for 7 days. They make the 7-day candles. When they light it, they refeed it. You know, they keep feeding it throughout those 7 days. I guess it would depend on how much money you're needing. Like I said, there's a balance. So don't get all greedy, because you're probably not going to get it anyway. You can't go in there and ask for $1,000 every week. You know, if that was the case, every one of us witches would be rich, wouldn't we? But that's not how it works. There's a balance that has to be in check, and just, you know, maybe ask for enough just to get you by or to help with, not be greedy and stingy and selfish. Anyway, that's my money oil. It's pretty simple. Like I said, you can put anything in there you want. Do your research you think pertains to money, throw it in there. After you get done, and make sure you enchant between each one. You don't have to write on the bay leaves if you don't want to. I do. Just do it however you want, but that's how I do mine. And next up, I will show you how to do the actual spell, or how I do my spell. And as I said, anytime I'm showing you anything, you can say, well, I think it might work better this way. We'll do it. You know, I want you to experiment. I'm just giving you a basis on something to start with and go by. Then you can branch out from there. Okay. All right. I think that's my final video for today. I've worked hard for y'all today, believe it or not. So I will talk to you later. The next time you see me, I'll be doing the spell for you, or showing you the spell. And y'all have a good evening. See you later.